The ship's deck was filled with stars shining in the dark night. While Walter was scribbling something in his notebook, he was observing his surroundings. Although this journey on the ship seemed like an ordinary holiday trip, Walter felt that something was wrong here. The ship had traveled between various countries over the years and hosted countless passengers throughout history. However, some rumors about the ship had caught Walter's attention. It was said that the ship was known for dark and mysterious events in its past. Old sailors used to tell tales that the ship was cursed by spirits and that ghosts roamed the deck at night. Walter was on the trail of these rumors. Walter was sitting in the ship's bar, sipping his drink while reviewing his notes. At that moment, an enigmatic woman sitting in the corner of the bar caught his attention. The woman stood out with her long black hair and deep eyes. Her eyes seemed to know all the secrets of the ship. After a while, the woman locked eyes with Walter and approached him. "Are you new to this ship?" she asked, her voice low and melodic. Walter nodded with a slight smile. "Yes, actually, I'm a journalist. I'm doing some research," he said. The woman's gaze had piqued his curiosity even more. "Are you investigating the secrets of this ship?" the woman asked, a glint in her eyes. Walter was surprised. "Yes, actually I am. Do you know anything about this ship?" he asked. The woman smiled mysteriously. "Maybe, but some secrets may not be worth uncovering," she said, and then walked away. That night, Walter couldn't sleep. The woman's words kept echoing in his mind. He decided to walk around the ship's deck. At midnight, the silence and darkness of the ship made the atmosphere even more tense. As he walked across the deck, a cold breeze suddenly blew, and Walter felt that someone was behind him. He quickly turned around but saw no one. However, for a moment, he thought he saw a figure among the shadows. When he rubbed his eyes and looked again, the figure was gone. After a while, Walter descended to the lower levels of the ship. This area was typically used by the crew and was rarely visited by passengers. The echoing footsteps in the corridors heightened the tension. He stopped in front of a door and started listening to strange sounds coming from inside. When he opened the door slightly, he found an old, dusty room in front of him. The room seemed unused for years. Old photographs, believed to belong to the ship's previous owners, hung on the walls. On a table, Walter found an old diary. The diary contained terrifying secrets about the ship's past. As Walter started reading the entries in the diary, he suddenly felt someone behind him. Walter slowly turned around and once again saw no one. However, a cold breeze was blowing in the room. This moment was a turning point for him. The diary revealed horrific events from the ship's past. The notes written by the former captain about the ship being cursed left Walter in terror. Just then, a shadow appeared at the door. Walter quickly hid the diary and approached the shadow. The person standing at the door was the enigmatic woman he had seen in the bar's corner. The woman silently entered and approached Walter. "If you want to learn the secrets of this ship, be careful," she said. "Sometimes, secrets can consume those who uncover them." Walter pondered her words and hesitated for a moment. "Who are you?" he asked. The woman took a deep breath and locked eyes with Walter. "I am someone who has witnessed the past of this ship," she said. "But this story doesn't end here. If you want to learn more, follow me." Walter decided to follow the woman. This mysterious journey was becoming even more dangerous for him. However, he was ready to take any risk to uncover the truth. The woman led Walter to the lowest levels of the ship. Here, there were old cargo rooms and unused compartments. Her steps were confident and determined, as if she had walked these paths many times before. "Terrible events happened on this ship years ago," she said. "Some passengers mysteriously disappeared and were never found again. Since then, the ship has been considered cursed." Walter listened attentively to what she was saying. "Are you a part of these events?" he asked. The woman sighed deeply. "Maybe, but some things only come to light with time. Now, come. There is something I want to show you." The woman led Walter to one of the deepest rooms on the ship. The room was dark and damp. The walls were adorned with old ship maps and notes written by sailors. In the middle of the room stood a large chest. "This chest holds the ship's greatest secret," the woman said. "Do you have the courage to open it?" Walter approached the chest and slowly opened its lid. Inside, there were old books, maps, and another diary. He picked up the diary and began to read. The pages were filled with writings from the ship's captain, describing the curse of the ship and the missing passengers. As Walter was reading the diary, the door to the room suddenly closed, and the room plunged into darkness. The woman's voice echoed in the dark. "The truth always comes to light," she said. "But sometimes, knowing it is the greatest curse." After a moment, Walter noticed that the light had come back on. However, the room was empty. The woman had disappeared. Walter quickly left the room with the diary and the other items from the chest. When he returned to the ship's deck, he decided to investigate further to learn more about the woman. Walter searched the ship's records and passenger lists to find the woman, but found no information about her. When he spoke to the crew, no one knew or had seen the woman. The ship's captain looked at Walter seriously. "There's no passenger like the one you described on this ship," he said. "Maybe you imagined it." Walter knew what he had seen was real. However, not finding any trace of the woman made him deeply ponder. Perhaps the ship's curse was real, and this woman was a part of it. As the ship docked, Walter was still lost in his thoughts. He had never learned who or what the woman was. But one thing was certain: this ship continued to keep its secrets.